We talk about the deep state. We talk about the globalists. Inflation versus deflation.
Well, I mean,
You're at Mar-a-Lago. I'm baffled that this isn't front page news.
Do you guys support a specific political party, or do you dislike both of them?
Oh, it worked like a charm on you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.
We are here. Sorry for the wait. Many things going on. What's up, Umberto? How we doing?
Hey, fine and dandy being Monday.
Yeah. Well, it's not just any Monday. It's a Monday where we're forced to question everything that we thought we believed in. Because, did you see what happened this weekend?
Out of what things?
This guy Trump, he wants to undo the American Revolution.
I highly doubt that.
What if I told you he said he wants to join the Commonwealth?
We need to make another revolution.
I know that's what it would call for. So, it's like I said a month or two ago. Like I'm like, what the hell is he doing, kissing Keir Starmer's ass? Why is he saying that he's a good guy and he likes what he's doing? And then there's that ridiculous thing when they're at the White House and Keir Starmer gives him the letter. Did you see the thing where he gave him the letter?
Yeah, I think he likes Keir Starmer because he's easy to control.
No, it's deeper than that. Like he has a weird thing for the whether it's the royal family or it's for England, and it's making me ask some weird ass questions. Like, oh man, I said ask in the first 7 minutes. But so, remember that crazy weird thing that people were talking about with like Trump's not the 47th president, he's the 19th president because the United Kingdom secretly owns America because it became a corporation in like 1871 or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so like I'm like, all right, like whatever, guys, let's like relax. But is there some weird thing where the UK has like control or influence over America where he has to kiss their ass, or is he trying to be in good favor with the royal family? Like, I mean, why does he act all gaga around the royal family?
Trump, in his treatment of foreign dignitaries, is very strange.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You saw how he got together with the Canada guy, and then, his relationship with a Middle Eastern leader. He's just, it's weird.
But MBS, he gave him the pat on the back, though. And Putin, he gave him the aggressive handshake. I mean, so I don't know if it's all of them. I like distinctly the royal family, which it's stupid to say the royal family because like I don't even like we have to unpack that someday too. Like, what influence do they actually have? I mean, probably a lot more than they portray because they say they're just symbolic and that they're just there for like public events and stuff. But like, why is it that they still have like so much control and so much wealth and that they get to live in a castle and everybody treats them differently?
You know that the Queen doesn't have a passport?
She's not allowed to leave.
She didn't have a passport.
What about Charles?
I think he might have a passport.
Well, to what degree have you looked into the royal family and all that? Because I really haven't paid it much mind.
As a monarchist,
Nah.
I think they're a disgrace.
Well, you've seen this, you said, right?
Can you play it anyways?
I want to play it because he acts like a total weirdo, like totally out of character.
He sends his best wishes and regards, of course, but he also asked me to bear this letter and bring it to you. So can I present a letter from the king? Thank you very much. Perhaps you'd like to say what that very important paragraph? Yes, so this is a letter from His Majesty the King. It's an invitation for a second state visit. This is really special. This has never happened before. This is unprecedented. This is truly historic and unprecedented something. That's a great visit. He wants to talk that through with you. And that says yes. What I haven't got yet is your answer.
Dude, it's almost like it's like a parody where like he's talking to him like the way that you would talk to a naive girl that you're trying to seal a deal with where you're like no, this is a really really special restaurant. Like I've never taken anybody here before.
And
Like
it's a very special night.
yeah, you're like you are so special for what's happening right now. Like you have no idea how special this is. And it's like really, oh man, like that. Like he's literally just eating that up. And like I think like I just feel the fakeness coming out of the guy.
Do you think that Trump is driven by ego?
Yeah, obviously.
So do you think all this showmanship from foreign dignitaries has an effect on him?
Yeah, it does. That's one thing to let it stroke your ego, but then to do something that would be advantageous to them and not advantageous to us in any regard, that's where it gets weird. Because then he comes out and says the U.S. could join the British Commonwealth if offered by King Charles, which that makes them technically the head of our state.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah, the British monarch is the head of the Commonwealth.
It's more complicated than that, Brandon.
I know it's more complicated than that, but what advantage could you say that we have in this? Like, what you're going to say because like you could trade with these countries or some type of like NATO alliance type of thing?
All right, let's unpack it.
Okay.
Okay, you have the UN.
Yeah.
Right, he's not a fan of that. You have the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a fan of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Britain exited that with the Brexit.
Yeah. What other alliances do you have?
BRICS.
Yeah, BRICS. We're not a part of that.
Nope. We don't like them.
Would a Commonwealth controlled by America be an advantageous situation?
I mean, how's it different from NATO?
I think the countries within the Commonwealth have more in common culturally than any other countries in NATO.
Yeah, but I know, but just because they have some things in common with us doesn't mean we need to align with them. And I think that like we shouldn't even be acknowledging the royal family as a royal family. Like, what the hell have they ever done? Like their ancestors probably conquered some shit and put them in that position, but why are we still honoring it?
Like I'm just thinking about trading, natural resources. You know.
Yeah, but why isn't he speaking that language and saying it that way? Like his main pitch for it is that he likes and respects King Charles.
Well, he's in England, you know.
He is in England?
Yeah, he was.
You're saying his family's from England?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should dislike what they stand for, though.
Oh, that's how America was funded.
Yeah, by opposing what England stood for. England's a pretty screwed up place. And the fact that he's not calling out JD Vance is calling them out more than Trump's calling them out, which is weird.
Can you put my microphone a little bit up?
Yes.
How about now, guys? Can you hear me? They say my audio is a little bit weird.
Your audio is weird. Let's workshop that a bit. But I mean, let's put that in the chat, though. I mean, how should I phrase this poll question? Like, is there any conceivable advantage to us joining the Commonwealth? I guess I'll put it out that way. Because I don't know, I can't help but feel like you know how Rome kind of just morphed itself into the Catholic Church?
Yeah.
So, you know, the vast majority of wealth was in the United Kingdom, right? So, like, what if the United Kingdom just, like, morphed itself into the United States? Because I've heard people say that we had a revolution against the king, but not against the banking system. And, you know, I've talked at length about how the first two central banks of the United States were, like, more than half of them, like, the stock was owned by European bankers, the Rothschilds. So, and the Federal Reserve is the same thing. So, you could probably say that the vast majority of U.S. national debt is owned by European bankers or European elites, which are probably the people that the royal family's puppets for. Because if those type of people didn't want them to still be the royal family, they wouldn't be the royal family.
It still makes no sense in my head.
Yeah, it feels dirty.
Oh wow, what is that?
A commercial.
A commercial?
Because I was pulling up the chat to do a poll question, and they got me. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like try to make sense of it.
Okay, advantages of joining the Commonwealth. All right, you join a group of 50 member nations. Africa, Caribbean, Pacific. Out of those countries, there is 3 worth a while.
Okay. Did you see what Alex Jones said?
No, I didn't.
He said he was pissed. Like, and I haven't heard him criticize Trump once yet since Trump's been elected this time. So, like, this time he like went hard against him. I mean, it sounds like a ornamental thing or a symbolic thing, but it's not a symbolic thing. Like, just like how people say that the royal family is a symbolic thing. Like, it's not a symbolic thing. They wouldn't have that much control. Like they literally let a prime minister be empowered so that they don't have to be the bad guy. But you don't think that they have like a severe influence over what the prime minister is doing?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Come on. Here, let me grab Alex Jones quick. Then I'll look up the net worth of the royal family. Ooh. I had the wrong page open.
I told that red coat bloke, it's hard. It's true. In the stomach. I couldn't even believe it. So I went and researched it, and it's true. And I've always promised viewers and listeners, I love Trump, overall love what he's doing, but sometimes he does just the most terrible things. It's true. So we've all been wondering the last 3 or 4 days what this secret message, the King of England, the globalist, Mr. Great Reset, Mr. Carbon Tax, King Charles coming to visit Trump next week, what secret message he was going to be delivering from the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. It's hard to match King Charles's corruption and evil, but Starmer actually does it, may even surpassing. I'll get to that in a moment. Trump has openly said and posted on Truth Social that the word is they're going to offer entrance of the United States of America into the UK British Crown Commonwealth with 50 plus other countries like Canada, New Zealand, Australia, British Virgin Islands, the list goes on and on. Now, you have to understand, they always advertise this, being associate member, oh, it's just ceremonial. No, it's not. Whenever Trudeau just canceled Parliament so he could stay in office a few more months and bring in Carney, the former head of the Bank of England, the head UN climate envoy. He invoked the King of England and the Charter and the Governor General Charter, and it dissolved Parliament. So these so-called commonwealths that are independent, they're not independent. That's why they're all under censorship and control. And the UK is one of the most corrupt, evil governments now on earth, not to mention King Charles's brother and Epstein, and then the king and Jimmy Savile and all the pedophilia. I mean, it's just beyond disgusting. There's no real Trump-Epstein connections other than they live in the same area and he came to Mar-a-Lago with some and Trump kicked him out. They're both socialites. But there are connections between the King of England and his family and Epstein, heavy ones, and other pedophiles. So Trump saying he loves King Charles and all this, it just turns my stomach. But let's be clear why the UK is doing this, okay? At the end of World War II, they set up the OECD for the Marshall Plan, this big global corporation that the central banks are part of, including the United States, but mainly the Rothschilds and the Bank of England and others. Then they set up the UN, they set up NATO, they set up the CIA. It's all part of the same big corporate globalist British East India Company 2.0 or Dutch East India Company. That's actually what these come out of, and what Skull and Bones comes out of is that model, a corporate global government backed by the British Empire. But the British Empire started World War I, won the war, but it was Pyrrhic. That made their empire start falling apart. Winston Churchill wrote about this in his 3-volume set, History of the British-Speaking Peoples. He was half American and British Royal. they started the process of really, for World War I, merging back with the United States instead of the CFR Pratt House in New York to do that. This is all part of mainline history, just the average person doesn't know it. But since then, you see tabloids since I was a kid in the grocery stores, all about the royals and how cool they are and, oh, the UK. We fought a revolution against them. That's what July 4th is. That's what George Washington is all about. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Patrick Henry, Sam Adams. I know most people still remember that. And it's been the whole globalist left trying to denigrate the founding fathers and take a knee during the Star Spangled Banner and take down statues of the founding fathers like Thomas Jefferson that wrote the Declaration of Independence and much of the Constitution and much of the Bill of Rights. So this is an assault on the very identity of our country. And joining this British Commonwealth does not just mean it's honorary. So this would be Trump going against the very foundations and the very meaning of the American Revolution and who we are. Then, as I've explained for years and shown you, and even came out big time last week with more proof, the UK has been working with the CIA and propaganda and getting USAID money and EPA money and other money for 50, 60 years to directly come back and attack American populists and patriots and conservatives and Christians. And you look at the UK opening up themselves up to the world.
Yeah, and so like that prompts the thought that like there's been multiple times where we've like hurt ourselves to save the United Kingdom. Like the Great Depression, a big part of it was a big wealth transfer from America to the United Kingdom to like unbankrupt them. So it's like we put them before ourselves. And they created the CIA. They had a lot of influence over like our political system, our intelligence agencies, our banking system. Like the Federal Reserve is like a carbon cut out of the Bank of England.
Most of the censorship is done there as well. But I know where you're going with this, Brandon, but I think that people at home, they need a lot of context to understand it.
I know. I mean,
like I think it's a whole video's worth of context.
It is. No, it made me want to like explain the royal family better because they're fucking demons, and it's crazy that people like sop over them and like watch their weddings and all that bullshit and treat them like they're like people that they want to aspire to be like. Like it's crazy. I mean, it's easy to manipulate people through the media. They, obviously put a lot of effort into like kind of glorifying them, but like it's crazy that to me that people haven't like ripped them out of that stupid castle and freaking like did what like we would have done with the revolution.
I disagree.
Why?
Because I think monarchy works better than democracy. Way better.
In what sense, though?
And I think they're not the true royals of England.
I don't either. But what monarchies work better than a democracy? What monarchies work better than a democracy?
All of them.
How? Which one's doing better than us?
The royal family of Saudi is doing great.
Come on. The only reason Saudi's rich is because we let them be rich.
Okay. The United Arab Emirates.
Same thing, because we protect them.
Yeah, but the country's running smooth, and they're not asking for
money.
And
it's a small country too. It's like saying that what is it, like those stupid Nordic countries that have like semi-socialism? People always tout it's like what Denmark and Sweden. It's like, oh, socialism works there, so why can't it work in America? Because it's a much bigger place.
No, because it's different. Like I truly believe in monarchy.
In small places, sure, it's like it's more functional. But what, you want a centralized monarchy here?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So you don't mind if they take your guns?
I mean, guns, they should be put in place for the right reasons.
Yeah, like to eliminate the government if they get out of control.
That happens naturally in the monarchy. Like kings used to get fucking killed all the time.
No, dictators stay in power if the people don't have guns.
Yeah, but I think heads of states under a monarchy, if you do the count, more of them have been taken out by a violent revolution than head of states elected by democracy.
Yeah, but once guns came into the equation, that doesn't happen.
What you're saying is fine and dandy. It's beautiful in the Constitution. One of my favorite parts. It's good in principle, but it's not good in practice.
Yeah, but there's no perfect system, and our systems clearly work to the best.
It has never been done.
What?
In America, we have never removed a government. Never. In France, they removed 10.
And how's France doing?
In England, they removed kings. They removed kings everywhere.
Yeah, and how are they doing? Not as good as us.
It's momentarily.
I mean, momentarily, like they're like a dying corpse that's been living off of us.
Yeah, but Brandon, they managed to have the situation under control for 1,000 years, 2,000 years. I mean, 1,500 years, and
Under control.
Yeah, under control, and our shit has been derailed for the past 50 out of 200 years.
I mean, a big part of it is that they were selling opium to half the world, and that was propping up their economy. Like they didn't actually produce things.
Well, the thing about monarchy, Brandon, is that the monarch, the king, it's his country, his people. There's a different sense of ownership when it comes to monarchy that I really like.
Yeah, but if you get a shitty leader when you have a monarchy, then it's all screwed.
No, he gets decapitated and you find a new one.
Yeah, that was back in the day when you didn't have guns. Like it's easier to overthrow a government when you don't have when they don't have guns. When it's just sword on sword. But when one side has guns and the other side doesn't have guns, then there's nothing you could do. Like China's like almost 2 billion people, and the vast majority of them don't like the government, but they can't do anything about it because the government has guns.
Well, that's a communist state. It's not a monarchy, Brandon.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Yes, it is. If a dictator's a dictator.
Opposite.
A dictator's a dictator. What, you think a dictator wants to have free markets?
No, a king is different than a dictator.
All right, go ahead.
A king is appointed by God.
Huh? Well, yeah, that's what they tell the people.
No, they're actually appointed by God.
No, they're not. They just conquered something at some point, put their family in power.
But if you're ruling a kingdom and your people, it's very important to them to have guns, they will have guns.
No. What country has guns that has a dictator?
It's not a dictator, it's a king, Brandon.
All right, so which country that has a king has guns that lets their citizens have guns?
Well, a king, first of all, he needs to he needs to fight to be the king.
Yeah. So like the royal family, what was it, like 37 generations ago, their great ancestor conquered something.
Yeah, that's why that monarchy.
But now they're inbred
flawed.
mongoloids.
Yeah, it's flawed, and it's not a monarchy at all.
Yeah, the UK is not monarchy because they let the prime minister
monarchy.
do things, but they're worth $28 billion for doing nothing.
But I lived under a monarchy and it worked beautifully.
Yeah, in a small place. Again, that's like saying that socialism could work because it works in Denmark or some tiny country. It's a totally different thing in a big country.
Well, maybe countries are too big, Brandon. I truly believe countries are too big.
Yeah, sure, I could agree with that.
I think wholeheartedly that countries are way too big. Like, there's no way to efficiently run the United States of America in the way it's set up now. Because the rules
probably
are
not.
made for a guy that is, shirtless, just wearing shorts in Florida, fighting gators, minding his own business. It's different than the guy that is in Alaska, fighting bears. It's different.
But every leader tries to be a monarch, though, like one way or another, whether it's like overtly or covertly.
Yeah, but Brandon, when you're trying to be a monarch for a place that big, it won't work.
Well, like China or like America?
Anywhere that is that big, I think countries are too big.
All right, so your solution is to make countries smaller?
And better.
Yeah, I agree that countries would be better if they were smaller, but that's like not a natural cycle. And then I think if you made countries smaller, like if each state in America was a country, everybody would be going to war with each other 24/7.
And that's probably good.
What, to weed people out?
And it keeps young men from gooning around, being lazy. It keeps women from doing all that
Like OnlyFans.
disgusting OnlyFans shit. It keeps people healthy and not fat because they know anytime they be fucking fighting for their life. I think it's wonderful, and war is cleansing.
All right. I mean, I don't totally disagree. I think that, like, if it's not nuclear war, then like let people duke it out, and you might have hard times create good people again. Because right now, good times have created weak people.
It has, and I think countries are too big. They're too big. They're way too big. They get out of control. People don't attribute, and you can fact check me on this, right? The countries that have the biggest growth, most of them have either a monarch or a dictator in the last 30 years.
What? That's not true. What do you mean the biggest growth?
Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, Brunei, Saudi Arabia.
How are you quantifying growth, though?
Growth is
like
easy.
economic growth?
You have one number and development. You have one number and then you have another number. And then the second thing is for a country to be stable, it needs to be small.
Uh-huh.
Like all the countries that kind of work and been working for years are small countries. Switzerland, Uruguay, like any country that has, less than 5 million people living there, and where you can go when you have to interact with your politicians. You see them at the supermarket, they work better.
Yeah, I'm more of a rebel spirit. I'd rather live free or die, to be honest. I don't want somebody that's like just there forever telling me what to do.
This is my ideal situation. I would love to grab the American Constitution, grab a small piece of land, 1 to 3 million guys and girls, and have a little American colony with guns and
like a startup nation.
Yeah.
How'd that work out the last time it was tried?
Great.
Really?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
America.
No, that wasn't the last one.
What was the last one? Liberia?
No, Israel.
Oh, Brandon.
What? There's literally a book called Startup Nation that's about Israel.
What do you mean?
There's a book called Startup Nation about Israel, and you said you want to start startup nations. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't always go well. The people that were there already don't really like that.
Well, I think they're in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, they moved to like Compton.
But,
all right. Well, speaking of, was it good times creating weak people? Did you see what happened today with like the Trump team accidentally put a journalist into their Signal chat where they were talking about war plans?
No.
You really didn't?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either until Connor told me about it.
I sent it. I did read it.
You did?
Yeah, I think I sent it to the group.
All right. So the obvious question is, like, did somebody do this on purpose? Like, how the hell do you add some, like, it's not just like some random journalist. It's like a hostile journalist. Like, this guy was like writing scathing misinformation type of things about them. Like, the Atlantic's one of the like most far left, like nasty, slanderous outlets out there. And like, how do you just throw this guy in there? It's like probably worse than throwing Jake Tapper in there. And they're just, I think they have pictures of it in here. Oh, tell me there's a freaking paywall. There's a paywall for this one. All right, Zero Hedge has it where they have like screenshots of what they're talking about. And they're just straight up saying like, yeah, let's go through Yemen and do this. And oh yeah, we could like bomb this area. And there's a journalist posted up in there. What the heck?
Oh,
that's weird. No way.
They did.
Get out of here.
All right, live on the podcast, they deleted the article.
Zero Hedge deleted the article? What? Was it too strong of an article? No way. Oh, let me go on X and see if they really deleted this. That's crazy. Why would they do it? Do you think they told them to delete it?
I don't know.
Wow, Zero Hedge, you backed down?
I actually been to their office. It's pretty nice.
Why? Why were you there? I love Zero Hedge.
Yeah, it's in Palm Beach.
Okay, here we go. It's still up.
I went there for a debate with Laura Loomer and Dave Smith.
Okay.
Wonderful people.
Yeah, I love Dave Smith. All right, so yeah, look, literally message from JD Vance at P Hegseth. If you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. let's make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. P Hegseth VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. But Mike is correct. We are the only ones on the planet on our side of the ledger who can do this. Nobody else can even come close. Question is timing. I feel like now is as good as a time as any, given POTUS directive to reopen shipping lanes. I think we should go, but POTUS still retains 24 hours of decision space.
Is he wrong about anything?
No, he's not wrong about anything, but it's just crazy. They're just like casually talking about war plans with a fucking hostile journalist in there.
But those Europeans, Brandon, they've been freeloading for years.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Billions, probably trillions and trillions of dollars. They just been freeloading.
Yeah, I know. We got it. What the hell is they were saying shit about like bombing? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Vance also actually the only one that only calls the war in Yemen a mistake that doesn't advance U.S. interests, expressing willingness to go along with the consensus. The high-level confirmations provoked outrage amongst Dems in Congress. Below are some examples of Axios. This is an outrageous national security breach, and heads should roll. We need a full investigation hearing to the House Armed Services Committee ASAP. We can't just chalk this up to simple mistake. People should be fired for this. So do you think somebody, there was like 26 people in this chat. Do you think somebody, oh, here we go. So send a message below. Most interesting moments from Signal thread. At this point, a fascinating policy discussion commenced. The account labeled J.E. Vance. Team, I'm out for the day doing an economic event in Michigan, but I think we're making a mistake. Vance was indeed mentioned today. The Vance account goes on to state 3% of U.S. trade runs through the Suez, 40% of European trade does. There's a real risk that the public doesn't understand this or why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this is POTUS said to send the message. So you think somebody added this guy in here? Or like they literally just made a mistake and threw him in there? There's 26 people in here.
This is a very, very strange story.
Yeah, like I couldn't have imagined it if you told me to like imagine something that's like a ridiculous screw up.
Very, very strange. Very strange.
Trump responded to it.
What did Trump say about it?
He tried to play it cool. Let's see. He was like, you know what he did? He did the Tate. Remember Tate said like there's one answer that men give like where you're right 90%, 99% of the time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong. What should I type in? I typed in Trump signal message.
Great plans, though. Love the plans.
Well, yeah, but now everybody knows, so you got to scrap them and start from square one. Trump leaked signal.
Brandon, maybe it was intentional.
You think so?
Yeah, a bunch of smart dudes in a group chat.
Here we go.
If our group chat's gonna leak, then we're doomed.
Oh my God.
We're doomed.
Well, luckily the NSA can't even like understand what we talk about.
Yeah, we're very coded.
It's too cryptic.
It's very cryptic.
And smooth. All right. So what's more embarrassing if you're president? Something like this or cocaine in the White House?
What is cocaine in the White House?
What is cocaine in the White House?
I'm answering the Jeopardy.
I don't know. What does that mean? Are
No,
you going to get points?
Yeah,
500?
500. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Like, I think it's very embarrassing.
Yeah, massively. I'd rather it be cocaine in the White House.
That is very embarrassing too.
Nah, that is just like some idiot. This 26 people, like 2 of them being the Secretary of Defense and 1 of them being the Vice President, they're just like casually talking about war plans as if they're hanging out.
Brandon, I think the screen is frozen.
Which screen? Both of ours?
No, the middle screen.
Really interesting. Let me stop sharing for a second. Does that mean they missed the whole Trump video?
Yeah,
All right, so I have to play it again then, right?
you should.
Yeah, you can't miss this. So let's see. I don't know. Do you think that we think that Trump is smarter than he actually is, or do you think we underestimate how smart he is? Think about that.
had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of the Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
with the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. Anybody else?
Your reaction to the story of the Atlantic.
All right. So is he smarter than we think or dumber than we think?
Way smarter than we think.
You think so?
Yeah,
Why?
because that response was perfect.
I mean, it was simple though.
But simple, Brandon, to make things simple, you're super smart.
Because when you start explaining too much, you get into trouble.
Yeah, you get into trouble if you explain too much. And what I think happened. All right, he goes there, they ask him, perfect response, and then the phone calls.
Just lighting people up.
Oh, you think you didn't get straight to the phone after that?
Oh, I would like rather have like seen those phone calls than like seeing the leaked messages.
And we're gonna see the aftermath tomorrow.
You think so? Well, you think somebody gets shit canned?
I don't think someone's but they're gonna get very stern warnings.
Like The Apprentice style. All right, so watch. I don't know if you saw this, but this made me question how smart he is.
In your view, business or politics?
Maybe technology. He can look at a computer. I tried turning off his car. I turn it off. I turn off his laptop. I said, oh, good. And I go back 5 minutes later. He's got his laptop. I said, how'd you do that? None of your business, Dad. No, he's got an unbelievable aptitude in technology.
So he's talking about how genius Barron is because he could turn on his laptop.
Well, man, this guy, he was born in the
1950s. Yeah, 50s.
All right.
He's all over the place. So he'll say some smart things, and then he'll say some crazy things.
That's good. It keeps everyone on their toes.
So you think it's all strategic?
I don't know. He's a very smart dude. He's the president of the United States. I give him a lot of credit.
We've had some dumb presidents, though. You don't necessarily have to be smart. Like, look at George Bush. That's a retard.
They're saying my microphone is turned off.
Completely off?
Yeah.
Wow, that's odd. Let me see. Try now.
Hey. Are you sure you have the right audio device?
Yes, I do. Let me double check. Oh. How about now?
How about now? All right. I think that's. Oh, no wonder.
It auto switched on me.
That is great. Now they can.
Now we're
listen.
cooking.
Now we're cooking. Perfect.
All right, just in time. But no, I don't know. I think the vast majority of smart things that he says, he hears from people. But like, I mean, that's a good thing in its own, is to be able to listen to people. I don't know, man. I'm just questioning everything, and especially with like what I've come across going down this like Epstein rabbit hole with him. Like, I started telling you what I found today.
Is this going on your video? Do you make your video today?
I did. I made it today.
Is it a banger?
I think so. Yeah. I felt terrible making it though.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, Brandon.
I know, but it's like, you know how you, let's see. So like, imagine you're dating somebody and like, you know, there's just like some sick twisted shit on their phone, and like you don't want to look at it because like on the outside they say all the right things and you like them and whatnot, but you just know if you look in that phone, then it's like you'll never be able to see them the same way again, right?
Yeah,
you get the analogy. So I've always known that he was groomed by Roy Cohn, you know, and I've always known that Roy Cohn was like a blackmail guy that ran in Epstein circles. And you know, at first I said like, oh, like how smart is he? Trump used blackmail to protect himself so that like he could like, and that's how he was able to be so bold when he was running for president, right? Like that'd be a pretty badass thing to like use their weapon against them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not so cool though if like you're actually really close friends with Epstein and hung out with him, like just you, him, and other girls like several times, and now you seem to be kind of afraid to release stuff on him. And then I saw a quote in this book about the Franklin cover-up, which was like a really weird thing. We talked about that before. It was like a child sex trafficking ring in Nebraska that was like facilitating orphan kids for like political elites in Reagan's administration. Like talk about like just killing off your heroes. And Roy Cohn was allegedly responsible for rounding up the young underage boys to give to the politicians.
That is
That's what that book claims.
allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. So I don't know, like if that guy was Trump's mentor, like, it said Trump called him 5 times a day, and he was doing that type of stuff. And then Roy Cohn dies in 1986. Trump buys the Plaza Hotel, which like the FBI and Roy Cohn used for blackmail. Like there's cameras in the rooms and stuff. Trump links up with Epstein in 1987. Then in 1988, he buys that blackmail hotel and has like a good 15 years of like consistently hanging out with Epstein and hanging out with Wexler. What's his name? The Wexler guy that owns the Victoria's Secret. Hanging out with Prince Andrew, hanging out with Bill Gates. Like, what the hell are we supposed to make out of that? And then you won't release the files. What the hell are we supposed to make out of that?
You think he won't release the file?
If he does, then I'll take back what I'm saying. But if he just doesn't do it, then what the hell are we supposed to think? And the fact that like this information's out there, like I could go out and like assemble this within a couple of weeks, and you saw how viciously the Democrats tried to take him down. Like they grabbed the stupidest things to try to take him to court for, like that he paid off some like hooker with not even a hooker, just like a porn star with like an NDA, that he overpriced his real estate. They tried to get him on that when this stuff is sitting there. So like how creepy is that they weren't even willing to use that if they were really trying to take him down? Like it's that deep and dark that even they won't touch that with how bad they want to take him down.
That's a lot of assumptions, Brandon.
What am I assuming?
I don't know. the blackmail hotel and
no, the blackmail hotel's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah, there's cameras in that hotel.
Don't all hotels have cameras?
No, like in the rooms. Like you go in the room with a chick and there's a camera looking at you. That hotel specifically. That's how we got the pictures of the FBI director dressed up like a girl.
Like I admit it's weird, but at the same time, man, I can't get any more black pilled. No, I'm being serious, Brandon. I'm being very serious.
Yeah, because if that's the case and he's like maybe he's different now, maybe he just doesn't want to show his past.
Did you ask me today if there's a clean way to becoming president?
I asked that a few days ago because what I found out about Reagan.
Is there, Brandon?
I don't know. I'm getting pessimistic on that notion.
I don't know. I don't think there's a clean way to become president.
Yeah,
right.
I haven't seen one. I mean,
let's go back.
George Washington.
Biden.
Hell no.
He duped everyone.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't.
The establishment helped him.
Yeah, he wasn't mentally capable of running the country.
Mm-hmm.
Then Trump, that was a fluke. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then Barack Hussein Obama.
Hell no. He was Bush's cousin, which is crazy.
Then before him, George Bush. We all know what happened there, how he got there.
Yeah, that's like the biggest case of not doing it cleanly.
Before that, he had Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
All right.
I told you the quote I found that Bill Barr said to Bill Clinton. He said, what the hell did he say? He's like, hey, if you don't fuck up and do something stupid, you're gonna get the job you always wanted. People like you are the new founding fathers of this country. Bill Barr is a crazy one too. The fact that Trump made Bill Barr his attorney general. Get this. So you remember that promise scandal from the octopus murders?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that all like what got off the rails, like literally that journalist that was investigating it gets killed in the same year. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad gets killed. Gets thrown off a yacht. Like, I mean, they say he drowned, but he got thrown off a yacht because he was tied up in that too. He was the one selling the stuff. And, like that got all crazy and Congress started investigating it. And guess who's put as attorney general under George H.W. Bush?
Don't tell me
Bill Barr.
Wow.
Just that 2-year period. So he swept everything right the fuck under the rug.
He's like a fixer.
He is.
He's like a legal fixer.
He's a weird guy.
Very weird guy.
And then Trump randomly appoints him to be his second attorney general in his first term. And right when the stuff with Epstein happens.
Was it random that he appointed him?
No, he just like recognized the name and recognized him as somebody that like ran in those Republican circles.
I don't know. I wouldn't judge Trump on his first term appointments.
What about judging him on like his mentor or Roy Cohn or his hanging out with Epstein for 15 years?
I don't think he was hanging out with Epstein for 15 years.
You want me to give you all the accounts?
I don't know, Brandon.
I don't know if you could handle this.
I don't know if I want to handle this.
By the way, before I blackpill Umberto even more, if you want like an extensive accounting of this, join the Forbidden Book Society circle on my next, because like I'm giving a chapter summary every night of this stuff because it's like a barrage of information that you need to have a good accounting for. So here, let me hit you with this. Ready? So here we go. So Trump and Epstein meet 1987. Trump buys the Plaza Hotel and Adnan Khashoggi's yacht in 1988. Both those things. Khashoggi's yacht also was a thing that was famously laced with cameras and microphones to record people and blackmail them. And Khashoggi was an international arms dealer. And Trump didn't even like boats. He would always say, like, I hate boats, can't get off them fast enough. And so there's no reason for him to buy like the most expensive boat in the world. Secretary of Labor Alex Costa told Trump that said that he did not prosecute Epstein for his crime with the children because he belonged to intelligence and that he was told to back off. Cindy McCain, John McCain's wife, said that we all knew what Epstein was doing and authorities were afraid to go after him. And so here's the stuff with Trump and Epstein specifically. So there's a video of them in 1992 partying at Mar-a-Lago, hanging out, laughing, smiling. In 1992, Florida businessman George Auereni told the New York Times he organized a private calendar girl event at Trump's request, attended by only Trump and Epstein. Auereni claims he flew 28 women in for the event and later refused to host more gatherings involving Epstein despite Trump's encouragement. This is according to Whitney Webb's book that I'm going over in the Forbidden Book Society circle. I'm a nect. Through Auereni said, though Auereni said Epstein knew Epstein really well. Some critics dismissed the claims as politically motivated, giving his accusations against Trump ahead of the 2016 election. Trump and Epstein continued in the late 90s. He flew on Epstein's plane in 1997 and was photographed with the Victoria's Secret party that same year. Epstein allegedly introduced Trump to Melania. Epstein had multiple numbers for Trump in his contact book, had Melania's phone number in his contact book. What else? So the same year, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew attended a celebrity tennis event at Mar-a-Lago where Trump and Prince Andrew and Epstein posed for photos. Mar-a-Lago played a significant role in Epstein's social life and recruitment operations. It was where Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of Epstein's most well-known accusers, was first approached. Trump and here we go. So 2000, Epstein, Maxwell, and Prince Andrew, got that. 2003 dinner included guests like Sergey Brin, Leslie Wexner, Peter Mandelson, Clinton, and Trump. Trump said, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. And about Trump's Plaza Hotel, a guy who was like an organizer for the events said a lot of girls 14 look 24. Never asked how old they were. I just partook in activities that would be considered controversial. So I don't know, man.
I don't know either, and I don't want to know. But everyone that wants to know, they should join the next circle. You guys can go over all this. No, because Brandon, what are the options?
I know.
Like I was playing contrarian, and joking around about the whole monarchy thing. All right.
Yeah.
But this right now, there's no options, and whatever I see right now, I like it. What else are we gonna do?
I know. It's just annoying. Like, I mean, freaking redact yourself if you want to keep yourself clean, Like, I think this is a weapon that he could use to take out a lot of people who don't want him to be there.
Oh man, it's just, I don't know.
It is freaky to me though, how none of his enemies dared to use this against him.
Because
they're probably all involved.
It's either they're all blackmailed or this doesn't hold any water. It could be one or the two.
Well, but like, think about the people that they've tried to slander him with by like mentioning that he's a friend of theirs. Like the what is it? Like Kanye West. They try to slander him by having what's his name, the comedian that said the Puerto Rico joke.
Radcliffe,
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Like they were grabbing onto anything to try to make him look bad. So unless they're deeply involved in the thing, like why wouldn't they use that against them? If like the weird looking situations there, like that's the type of thing they would be all over if they weren't involved in it, or if somebody would. Or unless somebody was telling them not to touch it.
Well, I might actually read the book.
Well, you could have full access to it in 10% of the time if you had joined us. I give a 5 to 10 minute summary of each chapter. It's 18-hour book, but you could know the rundown in about 45 minutes if you watch my videos on it.
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna join the next circle.
It's a good investment right there.
It is a good investment. It will save me a lot of time.
Yeah, and it's like a college education, but better and cheaper.
Better and way cheaper.
And way better too. Let me drop the link in there. We will have a link for the exact circle allegedly soon, but right now we just have a next link, and then you have to navigate your way there. So. I don't know, man. So, like, I guess you're where I'm at, or where I was at, like a year ago, and 2 years ago, and 3 years ago, where I was just trying not to look at it.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
But I mean, now that he's in, and now that he's not doing everything I want him to do, like I feel like now's the time to look at it.
I think he's doing 80% of the things I want him to do.
Yeah, I love the tariffs. I mean, I was telling Pat before, like people don't appreciate how much. Get this, so. During Clinton's administration, when he pushed for trying to enter the World Trade Organization, like every single manufacturing base in the country was just gutted. Like I could show you Michigan, manufacturing jobs fall off a cliff in 2001. Ohio, manufacturing falls off a cliff in 2001. And that's why you hear like Detroit is like a hellhole now. But back in the day, it was like this booming industrial base where like everybody was in the upper middle class. Everybody had a great job. And it was like a vibrant, booming town. That's coming
back, Brandon.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. I'm happy that he's doing the tariffs. Like that's good.
Did you hear about Rolls Royce?
Yeah, they're moving their stuff here.
Yeah, it's great. Most companies are moving their stuff here.
That's great. The borders stuff is great with deporting people and all that.
That was the most pressing issue.
The border? Yeah.
Yeah, people were getting killed.
I know that and tariffs, because like the way that we were offshoring wasn't sustainable. Companies saved like 90% of production cost by sending their production base overseas. Like they only had to pay China factory workers 50 cents an hour when they first sent their companies overseas in 2000. All right. Well, here's a fun one we could talk about, which ties into
please let it be fun, Brandon. Like the first two were so blackpilling. Sick of it, Brandon. Come on, give me something.
I thought you liked things that made you feel sad.
I do, but it's too sad.
Wow.
It makes me feel hopeless. I'm not even kidding.
I mean, me
Brandon.
too. It's like, what the fuck do I have to do to be president? Like, do I have to like I can't even imagine.
It's worse than anything you can imagine.
I know. I don't want that. So Jerome Powell says Trump can't fire him, but that might change. That might
Tell
change.
me more. I like this. I like this a lot.
Actually, I think we should get the juices flowing, and I should show you the compilation of Fed people being arrogant pricks. This yeah, this is fun. So this is basically my intro for the episode that I'm still working on. See, it's funny, I'm firing off these episodes like left and right lately, but the Fed one I'm being weird about, like the part 6 of that Men Who Broke America series. I'm being too OCD about it.
That's never good, Brandon.
No, it's always bad. Here we go. So I have a video from Jerome Powell, Ben Bernanke, and Alan Greenspan, all acting like they're like not just above the law, but like above the president.
This is true monarchy, Brandon.
What's that?
This guy's.
Yeah, and I think this is attached to Europe. Is that where I lose you?
No.
Let's see.
Don't get me wrong. I have disdain for Europe too.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Or whatever is left from Europe. Not much left.
All they know how to do is lose wars and say they won.
Oh, wow.
Be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. What the relationships are don't frankly matter.
Don't frankly matter. The relationship between the Fed and the president doesn't matter. All right. And then this is the one what this video is or what this article is in reference to.
President-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Do you believe that the president has the power to fire or demote you, and has the Fed determined the legality of a president demoting at will any of the other governors with leadership positions?
Not permitted under the law.
Not what?
Not permitted under the law.
You see the faces he was making when she was asking those? He's like his face looked like she's like, are you retarded? Like,
yeah.
Do you know who we are? So now the article's making the case that, all right. Powell says Trump can't fire him. That might change because, yeah, so we got that. Not permanent law. Powell's had the job since 2018. May soon find out if he was right. On Tuesday, Trump administration dismissed Federal Trade Commission, 2 Democratic commissioners. Oh, wow. Interesting. And the firings are the most direct challenge to yet a 1935 Supreme Court decision that paved the way for independent agencies that now populate the U.S. government. Of course, it was during freaking FDR. The ruling, known as Humphrey's executor, let Congress give the FTC commissioners jobs protections that shield them from dismissal, except for neglect or malfeasance. In an interview with Bloomberg TV, Slaughter, who plans to sue, said her dismissal has ramifications beyond antitrust and consumer protection agency. There's no legal difference between Jerome Powell and me, she said. If the president can legally remove me, he can legally remove Jerome Powell. She's saying that as if it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I was like, do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Like, does she think that's gonna make him rehire her or fire Powell? Probably fire Powell.
Yeah.
But how do you?
Oh, really?
Really? No. Trump's long record of criticizing Powell, the FTC firings are ramping up. A concern amongst Wall Street investors and economists. The Fed independence may now be the Fed independence. Get the fuck out of here. May now be in true jeopardy. Any central banker's ability to foster a healthy economy depends on largely that's so stupid. The central bank's ability to foster a healthy economy. That's such a stupid statement. Depends,
Now you're gonna let's finish this, and now you're gonna really hate me.
All right. Depends largely on the public trust that policymakers will keep inflation in check. which sometimes requires painful choices. The loss of that trust could roil global financial markets and lead to higher inflation, even if Trump appointees never moved to juice the economy with low rates. Oh, that's poison. All those words are poison. Go ahead.
I mean, everything under it is rotten and it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why you want to have a central bank.
Why is that?
No. If you have a central bank, I understand the necessity of that said central bank. That I'm against having a central bank, and I'm against the Federal Reserve. But if you have it, like, I understand the necessity of that central bank or Federal Reserve to be independent
of the president.
Yeah,
no, I agree with that. I think the problem is that we have a central bank to begin with, because the whole
that's the core of the problem.
Yeah, like the reason the case they made for a central bank was a stock market crash that the banks created, like the 1907 crash that got everybody all freaked out, and then they started the Fed in 1913 like on the basis of the 1907 crash, but they manipulated the shit out of the stock market and made it crash.
Yeah.
And then the Fed, it's totally the Fed's fault that the Great Depression happened. Like, they made rates super low, the stock market got out of control, and they made rates super high.
Happened, and how slowly we got out of it.
The Great Depression?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they left rates super high, like, during the Depression. It's the most socialist thing ever, though, to have like just this random independent group like setting the price of money.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, the market will tell you exactly what the price of money is.
And the Fed, that's it.
Yeah, and which it's bothersome to me that he's never even uttered those words.
Can you name? Ron Paul probably said it.
And the Fed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it a bunch. I think he trademarked it.
I think that's the only candidate for the American presidency that ever uttered those words.
There's only one.
Who else?
JFK.
That didn't
work out so well.
Yeah, it didn't work out so well.
Yeah, and well, you know who? That's why Andrew Jackson's the best, because he's the only one who said he was going to end the central bank, and he did it. Like,
for a little bit.
For the long ass time. Like, that was the. So let's see. Country starts 19. Was it? Or the first central bank starts in 1791, ends in 1811. Then the Rothschilds start the War of 1812 against us to get us back into debt, to make us start a central bank again. Start the second one, 1816, goes to 1836, and Jackson gets rid of it. Then from 1836 to 1913, we don't have a central bank. And that was like the most prosperous time in America. That's when like the Industrial Revolution happened.
What would it take for Trump to end the Fed? Well, first he needs the will to do it.
Yeah. He needs to think that would be a good thing. I don't think he thinks that's a bad thing, which it's crazy to me. He constantly touts how he says 1890 through 1913 was the most prosperous times, or 1817 through 1913 was the most prosperous times, but he doesn't put two and two together because that we didn't have a Fed during that period. He thinks it was just because of tariffs.
You think people surrounding Trump agree with ending the Fed?
I haven't heard any of them say it. It seems to be a small camp of people.
Over the United States in 1870 to 1913.
Oh, wow,
that was
had
the
to keep
richest
it
period
ready.
in the history of the United States.
Straight from the horse's mouth. What are the chances of Jerome Powell being dismissed?
Oh, I think high.
High?
Yeah.
Nah, Brandon.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like, what if he says you're fired and then Powell says no? I think that's partially what Trump's afraid of, and what like he's hesitant about saying that he's like trying to fire him for, because like what if Powell just says no, then Trump looks weak. That's probably what would happen. Powell seems like a stubborn guy.
You think public opinion and support can make a case for him resigning?
Powell? Probably not, because everybody's always hated the Fed.
No, this is what I would do. I will blame everything on him for months.
Yeah.
You know how Trump does it?
Yeah.
If we had,
The rates are too high.
the rates are too high,
Yeah.
and this
That's why you can't have a mortgage, because the rates are too high because of Powell.
yeah.
There you go.
So
It writes itself.
I will blame Powell for everything
Yeah.
for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Just talk about it every day.
Yeah, every day, just to raise the pressure. And I think he'll resign. He doesn't have to ask for it, because if he asks and he doesn't get it, oh man, that's a pickle.
Right. Like if he tells him you're fired and he says, no, I'm not leaving, then that's an embarrassing situation.
Very embarrassing. Dangerously
Dangerously
embarrassing.
He should honestly send the U.S. military into the Fed, since it's a foreign entity.
Make the Federal Reserve a foreign entity?
No, it is a foreign entity.
No, it's not.
If you really take it to its roots.
It says federal on it.
And reserve, so it must be good.
Reserve
It must be federal, and it must be a reserve. So it sounds like official and safe. So that must be what it is.
It is. Do you
they-
think the gold is there? They've been talking about it.
At the Fed?
Yeah.
Or at Fort Knox?
Both, or any of them, or New York. They have.
I mean, the pattern seems to be that like we have a pessimistic view on things, and then when we find out how it actually is, it's like worse than even our pessimistic view was. So there's probably something bad about the gold.
How much gold do you think they have? Percent.
I mean, I think the gold is in America. I just think that it's not where it's supposed to be.
Sheesh.
Yeah, because there was like stories allegedly about what was it, so remember how we price our gold at $40 an ounce or something stupid like that when it's like $3,000 an ounce?
Yeah.
So there was something crazy where allegedly the Rockefellers were like selling gold to or like buying the gold for like $40 and like selling it to like somebody else like in a different country for like the difference, and like making a shit ton of money off of it.
These are things I just don't want to find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're looking down, you're in a rock looking down at the ocean. Might be a refreshing splash, during a nice summer afternoon, or it could be your death.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel like. I'm just looking down.
Yeah, it's ominous.
It is ominous.
I don't know. Do you think like at what level do you think you stop worrying about these things? Like you think like dudes who are worth like 100 million stop worrying about this stuff, or you think they're the most worried because they have the most to lose?
100 million guys, they don't worry about this.
Really?
No.
Mm.
Billion guys, they start, all right.
Oh, you think it gets more worried as you go up?
Until a certain point. It's like a curve. Like 100 million until like a billion, you don't care. 2-3 billion, you care a lot. 100 billion, you don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a certain threshold where your money's indestructible. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's like around like 10 billion, maybe.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I have another depressing one, but I'll spare you on that.
What is it, Brandon?
Well, you don't want to know.
Come on. Just
I knew you liked it.
Oh, Brandon.
Are you sure?
I don't. Is it really depressing?
You tell me. Or maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Come on. Did I retweet this? Where'd it go? It was the, damn it, CDC director. Oh, I know who posted it. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe it's a sign. All right. Zero has retweeted, unless, no way they deleted this. was only a couple hours ago. Come on. The CDC director was with somebody that you wouldn't want her to be with. Where the hell
Anyone
is
from
this thing?
Pfizer?
Worse.
Oh no. Anyone from the WHO?
From the WHO?
Yeah.
Basically.
Brandon. Okay.
It was Bill Gates.
Well, basically Bill Gates.
Why is this doing this? It's like not recognizing my links that I copied in my note board.
I need 1 second, Brandon.
Okay. See, we broke Humberto. We broke him. We broke him. All right, let's see what's going on here. I could finally look at the chat. All right. What do you guys think? What do you think? So did Bongino, sadly. What did Bongino do? Iron Oxidation in the Rain is what I see at glance, LMG. Where are we at? Catch me up in the chat box. Tulsi, what? Yeah, they all did Crypto Carpenter. They all switched their stance on Israel real fast. Like even freaking RFK came out and said the number one health crisis in the world is anti-Semitism, like one day into getting confirmed. Who's going to get the main blame? Better not be Tulsi. Main blame for what? Oh, for the leaked signal messages. Yeah, I didn't even see Tulsi in that chat. Take a look at the grain of salt for the deal maybe working. A lot of times what Trump says doesn't always make sense with what he is actually doing. Take Russia, for instance. He even said he isn't going to go and saying how evil Putin is when doing a deal. Yeah, I know there's some misdirection sometimes. And I remember there was times where I got mad at him in his last term and like miscalculated what he was doing. So I want to like him. I want to be optimistic and like still thankful he's in. Like still better than the alternative. It's not even close. But you know, if we don't call shit out, then like what's the point of anything? We're just like mindless orbs if we're not calling shit out.
I think it's a Bob being called out.
Trump?
Yeah.
Come on.
He is.
Why? Let's not forget, like he was born rich, okay?
No, but that's I think being called out has no effect on him.
You mean from like people like us? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Being called out from like the most powerful people in the world doesn't have an effect on him.
Who can call him out and he will pay attention?
Elon?
Is Elon a type of guy that will call him out?
Not yet.
You think not yet? You think eventually he will call him out?
I'd say like 20% chance. So like not a strong chance, but it could happen if he cared about something enough. Like the, I don't know, HSBV visa or whatever. They could have clashed about that, but it was too early.
Well, there was a slight clash and Vivek.
Yeah, you haven't seen him since.
He's actually campaigning in
Ohio. Yeah.
He wants to go to every county.
That's a good idea. You should go to every county.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I met him twice and he's been nothing but nice to me.
Yeah, he's a delightful guy.
Very nice guy.
Mm-hmm. But just pissed some people off. Yeah, I think we should end on a positive note since we had so many bad stories. Let's see. Should we do our game for like 10 minutes?
Do you have anything prepared?
No, it would be all improv.
All improv?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you're better at improv now.
I improv every day, everything that I do.
That's a bold statement.
All right. Okay. You are an explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather discover America or India?
America. What's the catch?
The continent.
Who's there?
You land in Haiti.
All right. Well, that changes things. Wait. So, like, who's there though? Is it like a bunch of Indians versus a bunch of Native Americans?
You're bringing some people.
You're bringing people?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're bringing people?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, breeding.
No, you meet whatever is there. I don't know what it was in Haiti. I don't know if there was people there. I have no idea.
Oh, it's like probably pirates.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to land in Haiti. I feel like I could bring India in the right direction if I landed there a couple hundred years ago. $45 trillion of wealth.
That's a lot of money.
That's what the British stole.
All right, your turn.
All right. Would you rather have a girl who is like the 11 that we saw the other day, but she has like a really deep voice? It's like semi like a guy's voice.
All right.
Or just like totally normal, not too good, not too bad, but no weird problems.
Is it a 5?
No, it's like 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
I go with the deep voice. 11,
Yeah,
100%.
But it's like a deep voice though. Like,
I'm not very keen on listening. In general.
Okay.
All right, Brandon.
Yeah.
Time machine. You get given 2 options.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Being a pirate. You're not an awesome pirate. You're just a pirate.
Right.
A grunt. All right.
All right.
Or being a British explorer during the time they stole everything from everywhere.
Oh, British explorer. Yeah, I'd steal everything.
All right.
It'd be fun.
Would you rather be the first man in space?
Mm-mm.
No.
Go ahead.
Or the first man to discover Antarctica?
Antarctica. Space is terrifying.
You think space is terrifying?
Oh yeah, it's the worst. Like, if you offered me $1 billion to go to space for a year, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it for $1 billion?
No, freaks me out.
I do it for free.
I'll put that in the chat. Would you go to space for $1 billion?
I will do it for free.
I know you would. You'd pay to do it.
Yeah, if I had the money, I will pay to do it. Like getting strapped to a rocket, it's fucking awesome. Even if it blows to pieces, I'd be so happy.
But you're just stuck there.
Yeah, but it's space, Brandon, the final frontier.
It's not the final frontier.
What's the final frontier, Brandon?
We don't know about it. We're too what would you call it? All right, so 83% say monarchies are bad, by the way.
What?
Yeah, 83% say monarchies are bad.
All right.
Oh, we have a super chat in there, by the way. Let's hit that quick.
I don't have to agree with everything that I say.
You don't have to agree with everything you say?
No.
Let's see. What was I going to ask? Would you go to space for $1 billion? You read the super chat, or you want me to?
Let's read the super chats. Brandon, please keep your work going. You're one of the very few honest influencers where your integrity, your research speaks for generations.
Oh man, who? Random 8. Thank you, Random 8. You're the man. I appreciate that.
$5.
Yeah, it's not enough to make me go to space, but I really appreciate the kind words, and thank you for watching.
All super chats today, they will be contributing of strapping me to a rocket and sending me to the moon.
I always wondered, like, how much money do you think would get raised in the PBD podcast chat if they said, like, if how do you even phrase it? Like, if you hit a certain number, Adam gets like removed from the podcast, but like the number's a mystery. Like it might raise like $1 billion.
I actually can't comment on this.
Why?
Because I can't. All right. Brandon, would you rather Oh man, this one is heavy. Are we past 8 minutes?
We've been past 8 minutes for
Are
the
we-
clip.
No, for the thing I'm gonna ask.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right. Is your mom still in the chat?
Oh, I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, you never know.
Do you have your messages open? I need pre-approval.
Okay. Yeah, don't say that.
That's a good one though. That's a really good one.
Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me see. Would you rather? Or. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So wait. So the first one is small. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Why not?
Nah, it's fine.
All right. Everybody's
Shannon,
gonna be in
if
mystery.
you had to live the rest of your life in a cage,
Okay.
would you rather the bars be vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal, so I could climb.
So you can climb.
Yeah. I don't know how tall it is, but like, I could at least climb if it's
Just to pass the
horizontal.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. I can do pull-ups and stuff. Like, what are you gonna do with vertical bars?
I don't know. Just
Ah!
Okay. Would you rather have an extra arm or an extra leg?
I think an extra arm.
An extra arm?
Yeah, because I feel like the extra leg would kind of be like annoying, but the extra arm could be an asset.
I think with an extra leg, you will go so much faster.
It might not be functional.
No, they're both fully functional.
No, but it's like not functional
All right,
to
if you
run
get
with
the
3
extra
legs.
leg, your speed goes up by 1/3. If you get the extra arm, you get an extra arm.
Yeah, I still go arm. Like multitasking would be so much easier.
But do you have the brain power?
Yeah.
I don't know. What else?
Would you rather have to be a foreign exchange student in India, or what's another equal place to that? Haiti.
Sheesh. I'll go to India.
Yeah?
Better food.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been there before?
Yeah, I've been there to India.
Oh, it's not that bad?
It is terrible.
Why?
But I think still better than Haiti. Never been to Haiti.
Never been there either.
Never been
I
to
feel like I
Haiti.
made it too easy by throwing Haiti in there.
Yeah, but I have no interest in being to Haiti.
Okay.
All right. Bottom 3 countries you would like to visit.
Bottom 3.
Bottom 3.
I feel like Antarctica's got to be really far at the bottom.
All right.
But it's not really technically a country, it's a continent.
Well, it's the best part of Antarctica is owned by Chile.
Oh, yeah? What, the part that's like has a population of like 500 people and it's like the biggest part?
Yeah, but it's just mooks there. It's just scientists and nerds.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, how creepy is that thing that's going on there where like they had like the random team of people there studying whatever and the dude went crazy on them. They had to like tie him down.
Huh?
That happened last week. Like some researcher like went crazy.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah, and like the weather's too crazy for anybody to come help.
They should eat him.
Yeah, I mean at least knock him out or tie him down or something.
Or sedate him.
Yeah. And how about the thing that they're in, like the igloo or whatever? Is it's like up on stilts and it's like 50 years old and it's like real rickety. So at any second they could be just like engulfed by the ice.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's so stupid.
It's terrifying.
Like they definitely don't need to be there. They're definitely not doing anything that's that big of a deal.
All right. Would you rather? Because they have cruise ships that go there. They're really nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you rather go there on a cruise ship to Antarctica for a little 2-week holiday with sheesh. With 3 people from work you're indifferent about?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know their names, but you've seen them
at work. Okay.
Yeah. or go to a full paid vacation in the Bahamas with the Clintons.
So it's a random cruise with people that work.
Antarctic cruise.
Yeah, Antarctic cruise. Yeah, let's go to the Bahamas. I think Bill would be maybe fun to party with.
Bill?
Maybe.
I mean, if you're controlling, you don't get into his full antics. I think
Right.
He seems like a fun guy.
Yeah, he'll definitely get the girls coming around.
And he definitely has stories.
Oh, yeah, it'd be crazy. Hillary probably has stories too. She would
Alright.
just be bitter the whole time.
If you could
though.
pick one person, but you can never tell what they tell you.
Uh-huh.
It needs to be alive. Who will you pick? To tell you whatever you ask them, they will tell you. You have a whole afternoon. Like you get on a plane, and it's an 8-hour flight, just you and them. And the pilot, obviously, because you don't know how to fly.
And they just have to tell me everything.
Yeah. You have 8 hours to ask everything.
I think it's got to be Trump. I know it's a disappointing answer, but like, who else would have more cool things to talk about than him? You want me to go John Brennan?
I don't know.
John Brennan might be a good one, even though he's like a demon. He wouldn't be fun to be with during that time. Though, like Trump would probably make the stories so good, especially if he told you stuff that people aren't supposed to know about.
Yeah, probably Trump. I probably go Trump.
It's like I go down there. It's like Area 51, and like they got aliens, and I'm like, what? You know?
All right, I think this is a winner.
Yeah.
And I think it's a wrap. I ran out of juice.
Excuse me?
I ran out of juice.
Oh, okay.
I ran out of
I know we're about an hour and a half, but yeah, I'm with you. It's past 11. Damn.
I know.
Time
It's
flies
me
when you're
in
having
bed.
fun. I know. I have to go to the gym.
I already swam today.
Swam.
Yeah.
Good job. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Much love. Again, join the Forbidden Book Society if you want to know more about the dive that we were doing into what Trump did and this whole intelligence agency criminal network. And yeah, you'll get the full rundown if you come on over. Got a cool group of people there. We got Aaron, we got Steve P, we got Alan Greenspan, we got Dylan, a whole bunch of cool people in there. We do a weekly Zoom call. We spoke for like 2.5 hours this weekend on Zoom, just like, you know, talking about current events, talking about life, talking about the book with Trump stuff and everything. So real good time, real good group of people. And yeah, videos are there forever, giving the full breakdowns of the chapter. So if that sounds like a good old time to you, come on over. Anyway, much love. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Goodbye. You know, we talk about the deep state, we talk about the globalists, inflation versus deflation. Well, I mean, you're at Mar-a-Lago. I'm baffled that this isn't front page news.
Do you guys support a specific political party, or do you dislike both of them?
Oh, it worked like a charm on you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.